The story continues with Gamma reporting to Alpha that they are doing well in protecting their transport trains and dominating the market. The major corporate alliance, however, lacks the wisdom of their group known as the Shadows. They struggle to provide paper money and credit efficiently. Alpha mentions that this was expected, but she warns Gamma not to take any actions that suggest Mitsugoshi has a connection to the Shadow Garden. She emphasizes how trust can be easily destroyed. New arrives and mentions that they have some unwelcome guests. Hearing this, Gamma thinks that these infiltrators, unlike Garter, lack patience. Alpha says that they are not able to control their therianthrope nature. Alpha wants New to handle the guests, but Gamma steps up and asks to take care of them herself. Everyone is surprised because Gamma is not known for her battle skills. Alpha then asks Omega and Kai to accompany Gamma on this mission. They all set out to deal with the invaders. Alpha believes everything will be fine because, after all, she is already 17 years old. This statement shocks New. Scene changes and we see that the invaders called Clovers believe that it was too easy to infiltrate the place and suspect that their security is guarding their transport. Their target is a manager named Luna. That's when Gamma and her friends, Omega and Kai, arrive. Omega and Kai take on two of the Clover, leaving Gamma to face the remaining one. He thinks he's the strongest and can handle Gamma since she doesn't have any bodyguards. He attacks Gamma, but it doesn't do much to her. Gamma then tries to use her slime blade to attack him, but she can't hit him. The Clover thinks Gamma is fast but inexperienced. Gamma recognizes the Clover's fencing style as part of the Western Liechtenroy style, and she believes she can counter him now that she knows his style. However, she still can't land her attacks, and the Clover thinks she's truly an amateur. He attacks her with a blade, but it doesn't hurt Gamma much, and the blade gets messed up. The Clover wonders what's happening, and Gamma realizes he must be a skilled warrior to land a hit on her. Gamma decides to unleash her full power by jamming her magic energy into her attack, following Lord Shadow's advice. She has high stats, but she stumbles, causing an accidental explosion. Gamma tries to make it seem like the Clover set a trap for her in advance, but he wants no more of it and tells his men to retreat. Kai informs the remaining Clover that they've taken care of his men, and Gamma claims she now knows the secret behind the Clover's strength and will reveal her full power. She attempts to attack the Clover again, but she falls once more, and her sword accidentally hits the fleeing Clover, killing him. Gamma pretends it was all part of her plan. The scene switches to Getten discovering that the Clovers haven't returned. Gator informs him that they haven't heard from them or the lookout team they sent. He suspects that some members of the Alliance have ties with Mitsugoshi, and this incident might make them talk. Getten instructs Gator to silence them. Getten realizes he shouldn't have expected anything from the bandits and wishes he could use some of his children. But the cult is low on resources after the deaths of Zeno and the old man. He sees this as the perfect opportunity to show his power. The major corporate alliance is just a pawn for him, and he needs them to stay afloat until he completes his preparations. Getten remembers an encounter with Sid when he posed as the stylish bandit slayer, responsible for taking away Getten's eyesight. The story shifts to a scene where Sid is practicing sword fighting with Alexia, and she easily defeats him. Sid compliments her sword skills. They then buy some dumplings and chat while eating. Sid mentions that Alexia will keep improving if she continues like this. He wonders if she had a change in her mindset, or if she discovered something new because these are usually the reasons for a sudden change in a person. Alexia reveals that she still craves more power. Sid doesn't ask why, but she explains anyway. She tells him that Rose has gone off on her own, and the King of Oriana is dead. Through all these events, all she could do was watch. She feels the need for more power because while they live their everyday lives, the world keeps moving forward. She's worried about being left behind if she doesn't keep up. Alexia mentions that time seems to be passing more quickly since she actively decided to move forward. She believes it must be nice to be as carefree as Sid and hopes he can continue to live that way. The story shifts to Sid, who is using the name John Smith, having ramen at a stall. He meets someone who knows Yukime, and she informs him that the production is complete. Yukime then tells John that they've set up their production unit in an abandoned mine that was previously under Viscount Grease's control. Currently, it's run by a local magistrate who has fallen apart, and they don't have any extra personnel to inspect the mine. They are exporting the bills to Lawless City, and after that, they're using a hidden distribution channel to introduce them to the royal capital of Midgar. John takes a look at both real and fake notes, and Yukime wonders if he can tell which one is fake. John says it's obvious and points out differences like the quality of paper and ink bleed. He says he doesn't need to point out more differences. They are sure that one of these is fake, but they don't know which one. Yukime suggests making new bills from scratch, but Shadow intervenes, saying there's no need for that as only he can distinguish between them. Yukime decides to start distributing the bills right away, and she mentions that when more of these bills are in circulation, the authorities will start looking for the source. She counts on John to handle that as planned, but asks him not to interfere with her plans regarding Get. She reveals that Getten took away her mother, friends, and her whole village, and now it's her turn to take everything from him. John agrees and urges her to be careful not to choose the wrong path. The story then shifts to Alpha and her group discovering the existence of fake bills. Alpha believes that their decision to accept their competitors' notes has been successful. Gamma explains that they did this to undermine their rival's currency, but Alpha wonders how much of the fake money is out there. Gamma reassures her that it's not much, and the customers who used them weren't aware that the bills were fake. Alpha is concerned if the Alliance knows about this, and Gamma says they haven't realized it yet. They are continuing to issue more fake bills without any concern. Alpha asks Gamma to make the Alliance aware of this, as if the citizens find out, it could lead to a crisis. It might create doubt about paper money, which could harm their business. Alpha wonders if their plan was always to cause a credit collapse. She doubts this, as it would harm the Alliance as well. Alpha asks Gamma to find out where the fake bills are coming from and who might be behind it. The scene then cuts to Garter informing Getten about the counterfeit bills. Getten asks which one is fake, and Garter believes it's the poorly made one but isn't sure. Getten instructs him to find out its origin. Getten realizes that the number of banknotes in circulation now exceeds the total value of the Alliance's assets. This gives them credit, and the same goes for Mitsugoshi. Getten understands that credit is what gives paper money its value. If the world discovers the fake bills, it will lead to panic and doubt about the authenticity of real bills, causing a credit collapse. This is why they've prepared to circulate their counterfeit paper bills, bankrupting both the Alliance and Mitsugoshi. This mission was given to him by the cult, but the plan wasn't supposed to take effect until after they had recovered all the hidden assets within the Alliance. Getten realizes it will take time to recover those assets, and he questions if the cult understood this when they initiated their plan. He knows that the cult would lose a lot of money if he allows this to happen. The scene shifts to number 664, 665, and Rose getting on a train in Lawless City, which is carrying the counterfeit bills. Number 664 tells the others that their mission is to recover the fake bills and advises Rose not to make decisions on her own, but follow her orders since she's the leader. They board the train and notice that it has no security, but Rose sees some threads on the train. Unfortunately, they get captured by John's threads. Number 664 tries to use her slime knife to cut the threads, but they are too strong. Rose asks John who he is, and he introduces himself. Rose tries to attack him, but John stops her with his threads. He says he knew they would be the first to figure out his plan, but it's too early for them to know more. He then throws them out of the train. Rose wants to chase the train, but 664 stops her, explaining that they'd fall into the same trap without a plan. The train moves out of sight, and 664 suggests reporting this to Gamma for now. Rose wonders why she is so weak. This brings an end to our episode. If you enjoyed it, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel for more anime recaps.